Hello and welcome to Be Confused with your
Hello.
anonymous host.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, look
Jinx.
at that.
I'm good.
You're
I'm
good.
excited. I have one more day of work and then I'm going to Greece.
Awesome. How many days?
A week.
A week?
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah. With a therapist.
The therapist? Is it your therapist?
No.
Or is it...
It's your teacher.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
That's okay. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, I'll probably say something's
Yeah.
bad.
So I'm excited. And I'm getting my own room.
Okay, you're not sharing it?
No. It's only 3 of us. So I'm
Oh,
getting my own room.
that's good.
Yeah. She's like,
Can
hey,
I
do
ask
you
how
want to
much was
share?
it, the whole thing?
$3,500.
Okay.
But it's transportation. I did pay like $1,000 for the flight.
So 4,000 something.
4,000. So almost $5,000. It was my graduation present. It's okay. I deserve it. I worked really hard.
Yeah.
I'm going and we're going to be doing Tai Chi. We're going to be doing yoga. We're going to be doing this Hamaman something spa. We're going to be having a cooking class. We're going to be going to the Acropolis and the other thing. I don't really know anything about Greece, so.
You haven't like at least seen a documentary or something?
No, I'm just here for a good time.
You don't like history and stuff?
I like it when I'm there. I don't want to do it on my free
But you don't want to
time.
be like ask questions to the tour guide. Oh, so
I'll ask questions.
tell me about how Platus.
Platus?
I don't know.
Plato. No, I know you don't believe in it, but I also feel like I do have a past life in Greece. Greece, maybe, but Egypt, yes. I feel like I was definitely alive during the Egyptian times.
You know what? With you, the way that you view life and the way that you think and process shit, I wanted to ask you, how do you process disappointment? What's your view on it? Because I see that you believe in setting intentions. You believe in putting good energy out there and manifestation. So how do you process disappointment?
Like, can you give me an example?
You wanted this trip. You've been super excited for it. You worked for it, and you are manifesting you're gonna have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
What if, I don't know, the trip gets
Wait,
canceled?
don't put some bad juju on it.
So okay, but it's not bad juju. It's just everything's gonna go well.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
So if the trip gets canceled for some odd reason, I would be upset. I'd probably cry a little bit. And I'll be like, these fuckers, like, what the fuck are they doing? Why the fuck are they? So I would curse a lot, anger. And then I'll just be like, okay, it wasn't meant to be. Like, maybe my plane would have blown up or maybe something bad would have happened. And for my life, it wouldn't have worked out. And the universe, God, whatever entity, whatever thing that has been beneficial in my life is like, this is not for you.
Okay. So in order for you to be okay with the fact that your trip got canceled and that your manifestation and all the good thoughts and good energy put into it, in order to be okay with something that you really wished that would happen, in order to be okay with it, you would go straight to thinking, maybe if I would have gone, I would have died. So you need to put something really bad that could have happened in order to be okay with it?
Sometimes, yeah. I think
you can be okay with the idea that, oh, well, shit just happened.
Just
that sucks.
No, I don't do shit just happens. I'm like, oh, it wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
So that's why it didn't happen.
It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily, I do go to, I'm going to die a lot. Like, I'm very extreme with my thinking. But I'm just like, oh, it wasn't. So I'm thinking about like jobs. Like, I applied for a million bajillion jobs. So since I quit in 2020 and like, there were some jobs where I was like, oh, I don't know what the heck this job is about. I'll just apply. And I was like, I never got a response. Or there were some jobs where I like, I really want this job. I really want this job. And then afterwards, it just didn't happen. I was like, okay, well, that it wasn't for me. Because I think a lot of things in my life, and I don't think a lot of things because I have a lot of trauma and I have a lot of stuff. But I think when it's me choosing my life and when it's me having an active participation and I'm deciding what happens, that's when I think, oh, okay, that didn't happen because it wasn't for me.
But it seems you have more freedom
What do you mean?
think you have.
What do you mean?
So someone came in and we paused. And also, by the way, I'm sorry. I realized my mic was far away from me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and completely forgot what I was saying.
So you were saying that I have more freedom, like I have
Well,
more
it seems that you have more
opportunity.
freedom than you think you have with the current system that we live in. That I agree that it sucks and it limits
A
the
hundred
ability for
percent.
people to
Yes.
grow.
Yes. I have more freedom.
However, seems to be that it's working for us because we've gotten pretty good opportunities thanks to the universe or thanks to whatever. But do you think we could have gotten these opportunities if we were somewhere else?
I don't know if my life would have been the same. I
And the
don't
reason
know.
I ask, I'm sorry, the reason I ask is because if the circumstances and the things that we've accomplished, if they we would not be able to have them somewhere else, did they really happen because the universe and good manifestation or whatever, or did they really happen because we live in a place that lets it happen?
So I think they all are part of it. If I didn't live here, I wouldn't have these opportunities. And so if I was living in a different country, I would have other opportunities. I do still feel like I would go to school. I do still feel like I would have a good job because those are things that are important to me. Would I have the same job? Would I go to the same program in school? I don't know because my whole entire life would be completely different. Maybe I wouldn't have as much trauma. Knowing my family, if we were back in Guyana, I'd probably have more trauma. So I would try to go to school, but I don't know. I can't. I That's not unfathomable.
No, and the reason I'm asking this question is not to challenge you or anything. Like I'm like in social work, it really changed that this career path. It really changed my perspective
A
because there
hundred
is
percent. Yeah.
systemic racism. There is systemic challenges
Yeah.
that make it harder for people with your skin color,
Mm-hmm.
with your cultural background,
Mm-hmm.
make it hard to be where you are
Mm-hmm.
today.
I've
And
definitely.
it's hard, and that's why it's hard for me to believe that there's something that overpowers that so much that it can change the destiny, something that's out of our realms, the universe, God, or
So I've
something like that.
definitely thrived through resiliency
And mhm,
because I've been through a lot of trauma,
yeah,
childhood trauma. I've lost my house. I've quit my job
yeah,
during
and
the
most likely
pandemic. Like
you've
all of
worked
this stuff.
harder than
Yeah.
someone with a different skin tone
Yeah.
would have worked to get to where you are today.
Yeah, 100%. Like I feel like I had no option to fail because the failures are the parts of my life that have not gone in my direction with my choice. I don't want that in my life. So now I feel like I have a lot of choices and I have a lot of agency in my life. So something, what did you just say?
Ah, fuck, it's so we had to pause again. um I,
Because things are happening, like people are coming in, the phone's
oh, that,
ringing, stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I feel like sometimes when that happens, it's like my ancestors or the universe being like, bitch,
protecting
don't
you.
talk. Yeah.
Okay. For me, it's easier to think. So, for example, you said that all the things that you went through,
Hmm.
they were meant to be, and
No, I don't think they were meant to be. Fuck that. All
okay,
the
then
shit
I'm
that I've been
lost.
through,
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be.
Okay.
My life is meant to be when I choose things and things
But see,
come into fruition. But that's the best thing about my belief. It works for me. It's not supposed to make sense to you. It's not supposed to
no, no,
make
yeah, and
sense to
I'm not
anybody.
trying to change your
It
mind.
works for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So how I see it is that the good things that happen and the bad things that happen are caused by the same thing. Just it just happens, and I
Hmm.
think that the bad things that happened, yes, they're bad, but they help you. So do you believe that the loss of your house and the hardships that you went through made you a little bit stronger in some senses? Gave
Yeah,
you
because I had to be.
exactly.
So like all of the trauma, I had to be resilient. And so like I was talking to my therapist about this. She's like, "Yeah, you were very resilient." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's because I was fucking traumatized.
Hmm.
Like I had to be resilient." She's like, "Yes, you were
And if it
traumatized
weren't with the and if
and you're
uh-huh.
resilient."
And if it were for those bad things that happened that taught you resiliency, or is that a word?
I don't believe that. I
Why?
grew up as a very headstrong child
Hmm.
and it was beaten out of me, it was yelled out of me, it was
Hmm.
all of this
And
stuff
it
out of
sucks,
me.
and you didn't deserve that.
And I still was that person. So I knew I didn't want to live the life of the gender roles that my family was telling me. I didn't want to live the life of the expectations of all of these other people. I knew that I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and that's kind of how I lived my life as much as I could. As a child, I only had so much autonomy, but I I resiled. What is
Cool.
it? What is that one?
I
I
stayed
persisted.
I stayed resilient.
Yeah, I persisted. I persisted through my life. Like my whole life has been a fucking struggle. And in the last couple of years, I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking struggle anymore. I want to do things my way. And so that's why there have been people that have
Because you know how it
held
is
me
to be
back.
there, how it is
Yeah.
to be in this struggle.
Yeah, and but that's also I'm doing hard things. I'm
Yeah.
cutting people off. I'm fucking going to school. Like grad school is not a joke. Like
And
it's
you're
fucking
willing to go
hard
through the struggle of doing those things
because I do
because you
know
know
that
it's
it'll
better
become
than being where you were
yeah,
before,
100%.
unfortunately.
Literally, if I were to look at my life 5 years ago, 2020, quitting my fucking job and having no money, having no anything,
Mm-hmm.
thinking I'm going to die because that's usually what
Mm-hmm.
my thought process goes
It's
to.
healthy.
Yeah, that's why I always talk about death. But I quit in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm going to die, might as well not be working for this asshole, hate him. And 5 years later, I'm working on a job that I love coming to, even though I'm fucking tired. I love the actual job. I love the people that I'm working with. I love the clientele. I love everything about it. Who would have thought?
So the way I view it is that thanks to all these adverse situations that I went through that I didn't deserve,
Mm-hmm.
now I have something that I didn't have. So I believe that bad shit and good shit that happens
Just
helps you
happen.
just happen and help you to be where you are today. I don't think there's a celestial meaning about anything that happens. I think that there's some coincidences that are sometimes very hard to explain.
So, what are, without the celestial meaning or the universal meaning or whatever it is, what is the difference between what I'm saying and you're saying? These things are happening. We both agree that they're happening, bad and good. For me, I'm saying when I have an opportunity to take control over my life, I'm going to do that.
So what I'm saying is, so you preach a lot about, and I say preach, yeah,
Preach.
but you talk about um manifestation, and when those manifestations happen, it's good
Yeah,
because you
and then when
manifested
it doesn't
something.
work, I'm like, oh, it
Yeah,
didn't
when it
work.
doesn't work, then
It didn't work.
it wasn't meant to be.
Either,
So I don't
yeah,
think it's a fair measure. I don't think it's because it works as long as it does whatever you want.
yeah, it's my life.
But I don't think like the reason I don't think that I mean the reason it doesn't work for me it just doesn't.
So I
It's very
heard
similar
this.
to when people at church
Stop
and
comparing me to
I mean, you're just so much
That's
alike.
okay. That's okay. I every time you tell me about this, I truly do want to hear your perspective and
Yeah.
see what you're saying. I don't like church because it's organized religion and it's not about manifesting that power through yourself. It's kind
I
of
mean, you
putting the
do
power
know
to
that
God.
the way that you think, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
A lot of people think
Yeah.
about it, think
100%.
like that,
Yeah.
and you get these from people
There are
that
some church people that think like I do too, but they still believe in like
yeah.
Jesus and all that stuff.
So, because you're saying that you don't like organized religion, but you went to what's it called a gathering that a lot of
That's not
people.
religion though, and
No, no,
that's
no.
not
Yeah, but
organized
well, you're going to a
faith.
place that a lot of people think very similar that you do. Share your thoughts.
So
Share.
I actually talked to my supervisor about it. It's not necessarily that they think like I do. It's just a safe space for you to just be.
Yeah, and it just happened that safe space, the majority of people think very similar to you.
How do you know it was a majority of people though? People felt the energy. People
Yeah,
felt the support. People
exactly.
felt that
I
safety.
didn't
That
feel that
doesn't
energy
mean
because I don't believe in that energy.
I
That
don't know if you didn't feel that energy though. I don't believe you. I think you blocked it off. I think because you don't want
I
to
was
be in
really open
this.
to it. I swear to God.
Okay, from me,
Uh huh.
feeling your energy at the retreat,
Yeah.
I did not feel open energy. I did
Well,
not
if you
feel,
ask another member, it said that
yeah, I'm
they
sure.
said that they feel
But
good
for
energy and they
me,
feel comfortable.
yeah,
So it's very inconsistent, that energy of yours. I don't know.
it's it's not my energy that's inconsistent. It's the people around me that's inconsistent because they don't know how to tap into their energy. My energy is
But they read my
consistent.
energy as pretty okay-ish.
Your energy?
Yeah, they said, no, you don't. We feel comfortable
Your
around you. We're glad
energy,
that
yeah,
you're
your
here.
energy is okay, but then also it's not. It's different, like things. When you're talking about you as a man, your energy is, yeah, you're a safe man. I don't know. You're a
Hmm.
safe man to me in this moment. Your energy, otherwise, when you're angry, your energy is completely different.
Yeah.
Right? I don't, not that I don't feel safe around you. I don't think you're going to do anything, but your energy is more aggressive. Your energy is more violent. I don't want to be around that. My partner, when he gets angry, I would hate for him to have the energy that you have.
Hmm.
And we've kind of
Energy, you
cultivated,
mean reaction?
not necessarily reaction, because even
Reaction
though I
to your
don't get it,
emotions.
I don't
Yeah.
get your reaction, I get it. Like that's how you cope with things.
Hmm.
But if my partner were to do that, I don't want that in a space with a partner or a man that I'm involved with, because I don't feel like that's beneficial for me. I don't need that energy around me. That's why when you're angry, I'm like, bye.
Okay. And what's the?
The point.
Uh huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
What were you talking about?
We're
You were
talking
talking about
about.
the retreat. Oh, so one of the ladies that were
Yeah,
there,
I
the
was talking about
supervisor,
how you say my energy was something different, but
it's different.
another
Your
person said
energy
my energy was something
fluctuates.
good.
Your energy fluctuates with your feelings, with your emotion, how your body's feeling, all of that stuff.
I was
Your
just having a good
energy.
time. I was curious. I was paying attention. I was waiting to feel. I really wanted
So
to
for
feel the
me,
peace and the emotion that everyone there was feeling,
so
and I
for
just
me,
wasn't getting
yes,
it.
I don't feel like it was desperation, but I would. It's something akin to desperation. I
So
feel
now you're
like
saying desperation.
no, I don't. I don't. At the retreat, your energy wasn't
Oh, okay,
angry.
okay, okay.
I just felt like there was a presence about you. I feel like it wasn't desperation, but it was like a wanting to feel connected, but maybe a fear of
No
being
fear at
connected.
all. Yeah, no.
Okay. And that's fine.
Like I feel like if I was fearful for connection, I wouldn't have this huge desire to make bonds with people, get know people, get make
Mm-hmm.
connections, have friends.
Well, I was talking about in that moment, though, not
Yeah.
necessarily your whole entire
I mean,
life.
I can't remember anything threatening from that moment that I was afraid of.
Not necessarily threatening. It doesn't have to be something threatening about the other people, but it's just your comfortability with this organized, and I'm using quotes there,
Mm.
this organized event that is reminding you of church.
I mean, but it is organized. You wouldn't agree?
It was organized. It
Yeah,
was a retreat. It was organized.
it
Yeah.
was retreat,
But
and a
it
lot of
wasn't
people
an
share the
organized.
same thoughts, even though their experiences are different.
So the same thoughts as in what?
As in the view of, I don't know, the energy and shit.
So I think the collective thought is we want to come here. We don't want to be judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make it a safe space for everybody. Why are you
No,
smiling?
because it's
I
I hear.
don't feel like everybody believes in
No, no, no.
energy.
I hear that a lot in the beginning of the service. You know,
Hmm.
they first they bring the intentions. What is this? Why are we,
So
gathering
what is
here?
your, why are you against having that
I'm not
intention,
against
or
it.
why
I'm
is that like humorous to you or
no, no, no.
funny?
It's just because you say that you don't see how it's like church, but you just need to be in my head.
No, I
Yeah,
also don't go to church, so
yeah,
that's probably why I don't
yeah,
see it. Like at my church, they are like, oh, like it's Catholic church. I don't
yeah.
fucking, they're boring.
Yeah, but
So
one of the principle is to not be judgmental, even though the majority of Christians are
yeah,
judgmental.
but isn't that something that
This
you would
is
want to create in
the
a
church.
space?
Yeah, the church is supposed to be a safe space,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of churches are. A lot of churches are not either.
So when you compare it
And
to
even
church,
though all of them share the same concepts of what they believe, their experiences within the church and their relationship with God are different.
and so that's why I think that people shouldn't necessarily have that organized
Mm-hmm.
religion. If they have a safe space where they can go and be
Mm-hmm.
safe and they don't have to be judged and they all the good things, but they can just exist as they are, I think that's what's beneficial. Going to church and hearing a story or a Bible that's telling you how to think, I don't think that's beneficial.
It doesn't tell you how to think.
I don't know.
Yeah, people,
The people.
the
So not
organized religion
necessarily
tell
the
you how to
story.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the people that are
yeah,
delivering the story.
yeah. Kind of the same way as the retreat. The people they're
Why
not.
are you such a hater?
I'm not a hater. I'm just the point that I'm trying to get across is that the reason that I don't believe in a divine plan or manifestation or universe is
Mm-hmm.
because it seems to be all the same, and people just trying to escape the cruel reality that the world is a cruel place.
Hmm. I think maybe
because
you're nihilistic. You're not.
I'm
What
seeing
was
a
the
lot
thing we were
of
talking about yesterday? Experience. No.
I,
Existential. You're not existential. I think you're nihilistic.
no, like look at the definition for existentialism and is you know what you want me to look for it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look for both. I don't know what nihilism is
let me
either.
see.
Um. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
religion has definitely significantly affected you.
Yeah, it has, but I don't think it has to do with this. I think thanks to the hardships that I went through my upbringing in religion, specifically Pentecostal, evangelical,
Because that was a
Christian.
hard one, right? That was like a really strict one.
Yeah,
Pentecostal.
yeah, really strict, old fashioned kind of church. Let me see. What
So for me,
is
what I
access?
would explore if you were my client and I was exploring this with you, I'd be like, what do you think influences your thoughts when it comes to spirituality? Because I think religion and spirituality are completely different.
Yeah, they are.
Because at the same time,
Even in the Bible, and I keep bringing out the Bible
yeah, because you know the Bible,
because I want you to see that a lot of the principles for it
more
are
spiritual.
more spiritual
Yeah,
than for
rather
organized
than
religion.
uh huh.
Yeah. And look, existentialism is a philosophical movement that focuses on individual freedom, choice, and responsibility in an indifferent or even absurd universe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think. We
Mm-hmm.
live in an indifferent and an absurd
Okay.
universe. It emphasizes the subjective experience of being human and the importance of personal meaning in a world that does not provide inherent
Okay, but
purpose.
you don't think that there's meaning. You think
And
it just
that's
happens.
my personal.
Your meaning is that there's no meaning.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so
Okay.
it could go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
And within the and again, I don't know if I'm labeling myself to this because I think it's the closest thing to where
So
I'm at
check
today.
nihilism because I don't know exactly what that is.
Because my view of the world is that it doesn't have no meaning, but I understand a lot of people they
Need
try
to
to
find
need to
meaning.
find it.
Okay.
So I
And
think
you think
both
that's
people
me.
fall into both into this category.
Okay.
Now, how do you write
I don't
nihilism?
know. Nihilism.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What just happened?
It's the philosophical belief that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. It often involves a rejection of commonly accepted more religious or
I
metaphysical
think that's
beliefs.
you.
I don't reject them. So
Rejection of commonly accepted moral, religious, or
I
metaphysical.
don't
I think religious,
I don't
you're
reject them
trying
because I
to.
understand the importance of it for people. So
Okay, but for your life, for your life.
for my life, I still think I'm an excess. We're having this conversation because we're talking about me. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to convince you that
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
If I were to convince you that you're wrong and what I'm saying is right, I think maybe I will be this other
No,
word.
but for your life, do you believe that there is meaning?
I think we create the meaning. I don't
Okay.
think there is meaning.
But for you, not we
Mhm.
as a collective. Because yes, I create meaning, religious people create meaning, Buddhists, all that, Satanists, all that stuff, they create
Mhm.
meaning. For you, do you believe that there is meaning in the world? Or is it like, I love my phone because it connects me to something? And so you create meaning in tangible things that you can see and touch and stuff like that. For you.
For me.
Yeah, not for everybody else. I understand that you see everybody else creating meaning, spirituality,
No,
all of
and
that stuff.
but I think am I not answering the question? I think I create my own meaning. I choose my own path.
Okay.
What's the question?
I don't know.
Again, sorry.
I don't know.
No, no, because I also feel like I'm not answering it, but I don't think I'm not understanding the
I think
question.
my understanding of you is that you don't think that there's any inherent meaning in just life in general. It's a series of events that happen. There's no divine plan, there's no universe, there's no, maybe not no God, but because I still think you're figuring that out.
Yeah, no, I still consider myself a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
so it's complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think all of our beliefs, maybe we can't just chalk it up to one thing then. Maybe that's
no,
what
yeah,
it
I
is.
don't like. It's hard to. I know you're a fan of labels, but
Okay, bitch. Do like a good. I like a label just so I can organize it in my head.
Yeah, and that's.
Why are you a hater? Let's talk
And I
about
think
that.
that's human
Were you
nature.
born a
You know,
hater?
I think so. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was always fighting with like topics like this with my family. Always in disagreement. Always had a different appearance than anyone else. So yeah, I think I might have been born a hater.
Why do you feel like you had to fight your whole entire
I
family?
don't feel like I have to fight them. I just feel like I shouldn't say what I think.
You shouldn't, or you should be able to.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't feel like I'm not able to say what I think.
100%. So do you feel
And
like when you said that
I'm
you
just
had
very
to fight,
vocal. No, I think I learned to fight because every time I open my mouth,
it was refuted or
it
was
was
you were told
refuted
to shut
or
up?
they would put me down. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Hmm.
where I guess I developed this thing that you call being a
Haterism.
hater. Yeah.
Okay. What are we at?
24 minutes. We're getting pretty good at the time. We're good. We're
Yeah.
talking more. I
Yeah.
think my
He was
accent
freaking out.
is under control a
Is
little bit.
it? Oh.
Yeah. I guess
Did you? Oh yeah,
I'm
you
losing
did
my
have a fear
roots.
about your
Yeah.
accent. No, we had a bunch of pauses earlier, and he's like, oh, "What are we going to talk about next? We have to figure this out." I was like, "No, when we're just talking, that's when we have really good conversations." Like yesterday, we were talking about something.
It
Was
was
it
pretty.
this?
It was yeah. It was actually we started talking about
Yeah,
existentialism. Yeah,
and we needed
and
to
then
record that.
the reason I asked the question in the beginning, like, how do you cope with disappointment, is because
Disappointment.
I
Okay.
was seeing a podcast from Spain, and there was a psychologist talking about that, about disappointment, and how to see it in a healthy way.
So,
Or
how do you cope with it first before you tell me how to see it in a healthy way?
I don't remember what he said. I got stuck in the head like, oh, we should talk about this. But it
Okay.
was a pretty good
Okay.
podcast. I would need to revisit it. Maybe we can talk about it
Okay.
in the
Sounds
next
like you
episode.
learned a lot. I
But
love when you do that to me.
yeah,
So, how do you cope with disappointment in your life?
it's kind of like you, like fuck, it sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
need to keep going.
I feel like my venting process is a little bit longer than others
Yeah, it
because I
seems like
have
a
a
lot of
lot
work. Trying to find
to
an
vent.
explanation. Yeah, because I see it as a lot of work trying to find an explanation of why that happened.
Yeah.
And
So I just chalk
so
it
oh
up to,
shit. So why did my grease strip got canceled? Oh, maybe I was gonna die. Maybe the pilot was gonna have allergies. He was gonna
yeah.
sneeze,
So I don't
his
think about
forehead to
all
the
that.
red
I'm just like,
button,
oop,
and
you
the
might have died.
enders would fall.
Yeah.
And
If I die because my pilot has allergies, I
oh,
will
I'm gonna
haunt
feel.
you.
I'll feel really bad. Yeah,
You should.
yeah.
You killed me
Give me
right
your
here in this
Give me your flight
podcast.
number too. Keep an eye on it.
If you see any flight going to Canada or from Canada to Greece, it's probably me.
Okay.
I'm dying.
Okay.
Um,
And what was I saying? I was talking about how do I process it?
Disappointment.
Yeah, I just that sucks. Well, let's keep going.
That's not what I do though. I'm like, fuck, I hate this.
No, yeah, I'm telling you what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but how do you get past how do you get from that sucks to let's keep going? You just do that's the next step for you?
Yeah, like what positive is
Oh.
going to come from overthinking it and all that? Of course, maybe I'll get mad and I'll probably hopefully not go back to my unhealthy habits of punching walls and shit. But
Punching floors.
punching floors, that's a new thing because I don't
You
have to
can't
pay for
punch
it when I move out
walls.
of the apartment.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Wait, did we talk about that? Like how you
Yeah, but
develop
I'm
that
usually
habit?
now I'm punching my pillow.
Okay.
It tires me out more
Uh-huh.
because I could
Why
punch
didn't you
it.
get a punching bag?
They're expensive,
Oh.
and I've live in a small apartment,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Okay.
I don't have space for.
Okay. So when did you develop that habit to figuring out your anger through physical
Punching?
exertion?
Seeing my dad.
Your dad punched things?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
So is that something that you want to pass on to your
No.
So how are you dealing with that?
Well, I've dealt with it. Yeah, it's something that I guess it's a process. It's not something you're gonna stop from
So how are you dealing
night
with
to
it
day.
since it's a process? Like what helps you?
So I've been doing a lot better. I don't do it as much. If I feel angry, I punch at a pillow until I get tired out, and then I look how silly I look and how tired I am for punching a pillow. Then I'll probably have a laugh. I say, "Well, that was stupid," and I think I'm doing a lot better. So yeah,
that's good. I'm glad that you're doing a lot better.
Yeah, it's like kind of like, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say.
It's just funny. I remember one time we were at work and like you were hitting something, and I was just like laughing because I laugh when things are awkward or fucking weird. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
when
weird.
you grow up seeing your dad every time he was pissed, and when mom hit him,
Well,
um,
my mom used to hit me when she was pissed,
yeah.
but I
And my
didn't.
dad never touched my mom or anything. I guess his way of, because my mom would hit him sometimes a little
So he
bit
couldn't take it out on her, so he took it out on
on
walls.
doors and
Hmm,
walls.
that makes sense.
I mean, it's a lot better than
Yeah,
hitting her
yeah,
back.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody should be hitting anybody, but whatever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's more acceptable for women to hit men. Unfortunately, either way, it's not good. But also, a punch from a guy could be a lot more
Detrimental.
harmful
Yeah,
to a woman. So
yeah. Okay.
shouldn't
Well,
be
we
compared
ended
as the
on a.
same.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
You're
well.
doing well?
Just going through it. Yeah,
You're doing well and you're going through it?
yeah.
What are you going through?
It's just everything. Have
Everything
you
everywhere
turned
all
on
at
the
once?
news? Recently, it's going through it.
Also, I think like this world is fake. Like, there's no way. There's no
See, a lot
way.
of people are constantly trying to escape reality,
It's not, I'm not
afraid of
trying. It
facing
just
that the
cannot
world
feel.
is a cruel, horrible place. And you know what it is?
Why would I be put here if the world is I don't know why I would be put on this cruel, horrible world
Yeah.
if it wasn't a simulation. Why? I don't agree with
Yeah.
any of
If
that
this is a
stuff.
simulation, I'm gonna find the motherfucker who designed the algorithm for
Yes.
me, and I'm gonna kill him.
It makes sense though. Simulations make sense. We're already creating AI. They're already
Don't you
becoming
see?
what?
Constantly people throughout history trying to explain how horrible the world is, trying to escape the reality that it's just cruel and it
Okay,
doesn't
so
make
it's
sense.
trauma.
Look at
Okay, so
that.
if we're looking at a human aspect of it, it's pure trauma.
Yeah.
All we're dealing with is trauma. From COVID, we never learned how to grieve. We never learned how many fucking people did we lose on a global scale during COVID?
Yeah.
When did we have an opportunity to globally grieve? When did we have an opportunity to be afraid? When did we have an opportunity to do anything? We don't. We're fucking forced to work. We are perpetuating trauma over and over and over so a few billionaires can have money and fucking be miserable just like us.
And that's it
So
for this
that's why I'd rather
podcast.
be almost that's why I'd rather be in my Delulu land than living here. Because in
It's
reality,
not the Lulu. I'm not saying it's crazy. I'm
no,
saying,
I'm saying it's Delulu.
okay,
I have to
good.
delude myself. I have to delude myself to live in this land where maybe 10 or 15 fucking billionaires are controlling it because they're fucking traumatized little children. That's what it is. It's trauma being perpetuated onto our president is a traumatized little child and he's perpetuating that trauma because he wants to be
I don't
liked.
think it's
He
traumatized.
is so traumatized. I
How
don't
could he
even
be
know
with
anything.
what?
His family.
He's just an
He didn't
asshole.
receive
Some people are
he
just
did not
bad.
receive love from his parents.
Some people are just bad.
Because he was grown. I don't think
Oh,
children
well, that's true. I think his dad was an asshole.
I
Yeah.
don't think children are born to be bad.
I mean, I think some are. There's some.
Maybe like Damien from The Omen.
Or real people. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he is a traumatized little child. I hope for healing for him, honestly, because fuck, like look at all the people. The whole entire world is being affected by this motherfucker's trauma. Trauma. So I don't have my
Positive.
Do you have a thing? I don't have
Oh yeah. Oh, let me. I'll find out where. Let me see. Positive. What's it? Positive what?
Positive affirmations. So there's investment scams, social media scams, and tech support scams. So be cautious, guys. Don't share your security codes, passwords, or account information. And if it's too good to be true, it's probably not.
Okay, here's some one that you would like. I am capable, resilient, and open to the opportunities this day brings.
Like we were talking about resilience, and you just random, hey, positive affirmation for the day, and it's talking about resilience.
Or I asked it in the same engine that where I asked about existentialism and nihilism, and it kind of knew maybe we needed something positive.
So doesn't the whole entire world go off of an algorithm?
If you believe we're in a simulation, yeah. Oh well, there you go. We are in a simulation then.
We have to be.
Yeah. And that's
Okay,
it.
Yep.
You're welcome,
Like, subscribe,
everyone.
Send us an email. Please tell your friends about us, but not really us if you know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
a good episode.
Yeah, and you're welcome. We opened your eyes. I don't know.
Okay.
Bye. Hello and welcome to be Confused with your
Hello.
anonymous host.
Hello.